What's up, white belt? It's your boy Raj. My partner as always, Q. You know what time it is.
Shit, I messed it up again.
You know what? We're rolling with it. We're
Let's
gonna
do
get
it,
it
yeah.
eventually, but we don't have time to redo this.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite segment.
What's
It's not Raj's radar.
Yeah.
Father time.
Father time, yeah.
Mark Hunt style.
Okay.
So I don't really want to touch on UFC Moscow
Mhm.
because it wasn't that eventful, if I'm
No,
being
no,
honest with you.
Nothing really happened.
But I do want to touch on the main event.
Okay.
And that's Aleksei Oleinik defeating
Mhm.
Mark Hunt
Mark Hunt.
by rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Is it time for this guy to just
Well, I
retire?
recall that when we were talking about this fight last time, you gave me a guarantee that Mark Hunt is definitely going to be Aleksei.
And that's why we're doing this segment.
That's why we're doing this segment. Is it time for Mark Hunt to retire?
Yeah, that's my question.
Oh, I feel like we're getting dangerously close to that point.
Okay.
Based on the research that we did prior to the filming of this video,
Yes.
what we've noticed is definitely a trend in the downward direction for Mark Hunt.
Yes.
Right? Where I think in his last fights he's lost 4 of them, 3 of them.
I think he's lost 3 of his last 4.
3 of his last 4, yeah. And I think there was a time where you could have said Mark Hunt was at the top of that heavyweight division.
Yes.
Maybe a contender. I think that time is kind of a bit. No disrespect, Mark Hunt. Like, what you do is amazing.
Yeah.
But we know where you're sitting in that division right
Yes.
now. We're looking at a record of 13-13.
Yes.
My fear is that we might be going below 500, which I think for a legend like Mark Hunt, we can't have that.
This is the best video
Yeah.
because you're throwing a lot of words in there.
Yeah.
One word you threw in there was legend.
Legend, yeah.
I love.
But is he not though?
He's a pioneer.
Okay, but pioneers in this phase of the game go down as legends. It's just
I don't know. What do you white belts think? 'Cause I
Okay.
think that's comical. I think a pioneer is
Yeah.
somebody that fought in the infancy of MMA,
Okay.
but isn't necessarily a
Yeah,
legend
legend.
because he
Okay.
wasn't a world
Okay.
beater. In fact, he lost a lot of the big masters
Yeah,
that he
he
needed
did.
to win.
He did.
He did really well in kickboxing in
Yeah.
K1, but that's a different sport
That's a
completely.
whole other sport.
And
Yeah.
he came to the UFC on a 5-fight losing streak,
Yeah, yeah.
and then he got submitted by Sean McCorkle.
Okay.
Shout out to Sean McCorkle,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah.
not in the UFC
He's
anymore.
not.
So
Okay.
I mean, obviously his skills are diminishing at this point.
I think so.
He's only getting older. He's 44,
Mhm.
30, 40, 45.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anything, maybe you can give him a goodbye fight and put that in Australia or New
Yeah.
Zealand or something in that
Mhm.
region. But otherwise, I think he's got to go.
And I mean, Aleksei Oleinik, like,
Yeah.
I think this is a fight that you really had to have if
Yes.
you're saying to yourself, yes, I'm still at the top of this division.
Right.
And granted, he started off the fight very strong.
Right.
But it looks like Mark Hunt has no concern, at least in terms of trying to improve his ground game.
Yes.
Because as soon as it touched the ground, Aleksei was basically like, this is my fight.
Right.
That tells me that if there's no evolution, it
Yes.
might be time, for
And that's
a different
and
resolution.
Aleksei, that's a great point. Alexei's not even a wrestler either, right?
Mm.
So now Mark Hunt's lost to guys like Curtis Blades and Brock Lesnar.
Mhm.
And what do you think's going to happen if he ever fights the now champion DC? I mean, it's not going to be pretty. So
It's not gonna look
I
too
think
good.
it's time for him to go. You had a great career. You're a pioneer to the sport.
Legend. He's a legend.
What is he? You let us know in the
Yeah.
comments below. But that's it. We're done. Oos.